When I think of home, I always think of Leicester, yes. Regardless of where I'm living at that moment in time, home will always be Leicester. Thank you. Just as I remembered it.
All places in Leicester, why did you choose that?
Do you know what? I remember being in the youth team, and I remember this was the place that we always used to come and get. I used to get either a baguette or this drive up, park right there, jump out, get one baguette, get my spud, and off.
Not a lot.
Nah.
And do you remember it coming down?
Yeah, I actually do remember him, and like I say, first time he come in, the girls got so excited. I was like, oh, and one said, is it all right if I get a ball next time he comes in? I said, well, might not come in again. Yeah, and he actually signed it for her, so she was over the moon about that for a boy at the time.
Growing up in Leicester was great. Everyone knew everyone. More family orientated and tight-knit city, really. You say it could be famous. We just all knew each other, so it didn't really look. No, it didn't feel like that. No. So yeah, I used to walk around with my mum and dad and just be hauled around for the next 2 hours, saying hello to people.
Yes, a lot changed in Leicester.
Yeah, I can see. But you know what? It's changing with the times. When I look at like restaurants and stuff like that, half the stuff we never had. We probably had one good Chinese. That's about it. Obviously, I came through the Leicester City ranks, and everything kind of just progressed really quickly. So from 15, played for the youth team, and I played there for about a year and a half, 2 years. Then made my jump up into first team, and it was just a progression that I thought everyone made. But now looking back, you're saying I was actually ahead of my times, etc. But I took the opportunities, and this, with great coaches and etc. Gave me the chance to actually be prepared to go out onto the pitch and pit my wits against the best. When you look at what Leicester went through, first and foremost as a club, going into League One, and then the owners buying them, putting investment into the club, winning the championship to go into the Premier League, then to win the Premier League. Then we had the tragic death of Convichai. But then Son taking over and stamping his authority, really, isn't it? Winning the FA Cup, getting the right manager in. When you've got a successful team in a city, it's always going to galvanise the city and keep them going. Obviously, over the last year, it's been a difficult time for the city, where I don't think many people understand that when everyone was opening up, Leicester didn't, stayed in. So it's probably been arguably a year in lockdown, so which accumulated to them getting to the FA Cup final and having 22,000 fans in there, which was just emotional. And then to go and win it, it just made it such a great ending to the season. San Carlo is renowned all over the country, to be honest with you. I know there's one in Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Leicester as well, obviously. But yeah, this would probably be the place that I would come to. You grow up watching England play in tournaments, and you always want to emulate them. You want to emulate your heroes. But to actually then get into the national team while playing for a Leicester side that you'd say was a mid-table side. We went to cup finals, etc. But the mid-table side was fantastic for myself. But again, I just thought it was normal to actually keep pushing myself and wanting to be the best. I'd played for the national team from youth levels, from 16 all the way to 21s. So the natural progression was into the first team. So I had great teammates that were pushing me all the time to be the best, and loved every minute of it. 2002 was the best for me. How the competition was run, etc., and going into them games and eventually getting a goal as well in a World Cup game is great as well. So yeah, it was just a phenomenal feeling.
Oh, wow.
You've got a feast. I think when I think of home, I always think of Leicester, yes. Regardless of where I'm living at that moment in time, home will always be Leicester. If anyone was to ask me where you're from, Leicester. I'm not going to say I'm from where I'm living at that moment in time. No, I'm actually from Leicester, born and raised. Everyone will recognise where I'm from.